my name is Nicole Anthony, and I am here to offer you all a gentle class to kind of get the body moving, kind of get the blood flowing, and also just bringing our awareness from our thoughts and everything in our heads into our bodies. So we're going to first start up in an upright position, and we're going to sit up nice and tall. I'm currently sitting on a blanket. You're more than welcome to do this. This whole entire class, we're going to use no props, but if you do have props at home, please feel free to grab them. So allowing the hands to come on top of the lap, and we're just going to begin to drop the chin down towards the chest. And as you allow the chin to drop, see if you can create some heaviness in the shoulders. Breathing in through the nose, and then maybe breathing out the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel free to begin to start to find some gentle rocking movement side to side. So chin over to one shoulder. Still finding that heaviness. See if you can begin to move with the breath. So maybe breathing in as you go to one side. And then exhaling over to the opposite side. Slowly allowing your head to come back into center. We're going to inhale the head up. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Thinking about breathing now into the left side of your neck. As you drop those shoulders heavy away from your ears, see if you can relax the area surrounding your face, your jaw. Noticing any sensations that you feel. Inhale your head back into center. Exhale, other side. As we begin to take this journey into the body, I invite you to notice the different experiences that you might have on the left side versus the right side. Still focusing on the breath. Inhale back into center. We're now going to begin to add in movement with the arms. So we're going to inhale the arms up and over our heads, palms touch. Maybe the gaze come up, so feel free to keep it in neutral. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms come up. Shoulders still create some space between those ears. Exhale, hands down, right in center. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale. Finding a pause point here. A pause point of stillness to just focus on the breath, to focus here into the center of your chest. And then we're going to take your hands back towards your lap. If your eyes are closed, we're going to blink them open. We're just going to start to find some rolls into the body here. So you'll see my hands are right on top of my knees. You can have your hands further out. Whatever feels good for you. Just beginning to make some circles into the hips, into the waist. And then we're going to go ahead and switch the opposite side. Drop that head down. Allow the head to be a part of this as well. And then if you haven't done so already, take it in that opposite direction. And then coming back into the center slowly, kind of like a pendulum, making its way here without force, just naturally. We're going to come off of this easy seat, and then we're going to come into a tabletop. I'm going to allow my knees to rest onto a blanket, so feel free to grab hold of something for you for a little extra padding here. Hands and knees, we're going to stack the shoulders over our wrists, hips come right over the knees. We're going to inhale into a cow pose, so we're going to drop the belly, gaze reaches up. As you exhale, curl and round, tucking everything in here. Inhale, lower the belly, gaze reaches up, shoulders slide down. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale into that cow posture. As you exhale, rounded spine, bring those big toes together, slide back, child's pose. Maybe begin to wiggle and rock side to side here, getting into the hips, into the shoulders.
Forehead onto the mat or onto a block, and maybe you want to rock side to side. So massaging the right temple over to the left temple. So centering that awareness once again back into the body, back into this motion, back into what you're feeling. Few more deep breaths here. Maybe inhale through the nose, and then open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, roll up. As you exhale, begin to plant that right foot in between your hands. And I know that made that look a little easy, so for you, maybe you need to take hold of that ankle here, coming into a low lunge. So ideally, that front knee is gonna stack over the ankle, but we're gonna keep our hands down for this one. See if you can lift up that back leg just a little bit and slide it back. So we're centering into the hips, core is engaged, and we're gonna open up through the chest. Maybe even coming all the way up onto your fingertips here, fists is welcome. Hands on blocks if you have them at home. Inhale here. As you exhale, we're gonna begin to straighten this front leg. We're coming to a pose called splits prep. Point the toes towards the face, act as if you're trying to drag the heel towards the body, and then bring your chest close down towards your thigh. Head is heavy here, feeling into the back body. And then we're gonna bring that front knee forward, coming back into this low lunge. And then we're gonna step it back, coming back into that tabletop, pausing here, and then extend that leg out. We're still focusing on that right leg, pressing that heel down. Now we're gonna make sure that we're not dumping weight into the wrist, so slightly lift up here. Feel that core engage, feel that low belly engage. Press through that back foot like you have a pedal. And then we're gonna come back into our tabletop flow with your one round of cat and cow. Inhale, belly drops, gaze reaches up. Exhale, curl it in and round. Inhale, tabletop. We're gonna exhale into that low lunge. So taking that foot in between the hands, using your hands if you need to. Sliding that back leg back. Our hands are still gonna stay onto the floor. Sinking into the hips. Thinking about really opening up through the chest. So we're still finding length in the spine. And notice what happens when you engage your core here. Act as if you're trying to bring those inner thighs together. And we're breathing. We're feeling a stretch into that back leg here. And then we're gonna inhale. As you exhale, straighten that left leg. Come right back into that splits prep, other side. Once again, point the toes towards your face. Try to keep those hips square here. And then settle in, breathe. Notice the experience from that right side versus the left side. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, tabletop, pausing here. And then beginning to bring that leg back behind you, pressing through that heel, getting into the calf. So once again, try not to dump into the hips. We're still lifting up here. Keep on pressing through that heel. And then spreading those fingers wide, helping that weight to get evenly distributed here. Come back into center. As you exhale, squeeze those arms in towards your ribcage. We're going to lower ourselves all the way onto our bellies, keeping the hands here. And then we're going to inhale, lift up into a cobra pose. Guide those elbows in towards the ribcage, so squeeze them together. Lift up through the chest, maybe lift up a little bit higher. As you exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale, head down, child's pose. Bringing it up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rolling forward, tabletop. As we exhale, we're going to bring it into a downward facing dog. I'm going to move my blanket up a little bit because we're still going to be focusing some things onto the knee here. And then we're going to inhale this leg up. So finding a 3-point. And then we're going to bring that foot in between our hands again. Keep that back knee lifted this time. We're still sinking into the hips. So all of that line that we focused on that last side, or in that modified lunge, we're still focused on it here. We're going to press through that back heel. We're going to bring that left hand down. Right arm opens up to the sky. We're finding a twist. We're trying to open up through the chest here. Pull that low belly in. As you exhale, palm the mat. Step it forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale for a halfway lift and lengthen. As you exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping that core engaged this entire time. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, release, let it go. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, palm the mat. Bring those legs back, plank pose. Now, if Vinyasa is your practice, please feel free to go here. Or you're going to come onto your knees with me, and we're going to inhale into that cow pose. Exhale into cat. We'll take it back into your downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale that foot in between your hands. We're finding that low lunge. Back leg stays lifted on this one. Right hand stays down, left arm opens up. We're twisting to the side, but think about opening up your chest towards the sky. Pressing through that back heel. Palm down, step it forward, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, reach and rise, extended mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower down. Last half sun A. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palm the mat. Bring those legs back. We're going to land back in that tabletop. This time we're going to lower down through a modified vinyasa. So we're inhaling in our tabletop. We're going to exhale, lower down. Find those chaturanga arms. Inhale for your cobra. Lift up through the chest. Exhale, child's pose. Feel free to head back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, coming forward. If you're in child's pose, we're all going to be back in our downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back up high to the sky. Exhale that foot in between your hands. You can come to any of those other options that we did, or you're going to lift up into a crescent lunge. So normally crescent lunge, we're going to bring our arms up and over our heads, but for this one, let's bring our hands here towards the chest. Anjali Mudra, hands come together. Pressing through that back leg. Breathe. Sink down a little bit deeper, and then think about squeezing those inner thighs together. You're going to create a little more stability in the body. Spine is lifted and long. Gaze is kind of neutral. And then we're going to inhale, sweep those arms up. We're going to exhale into a pose called intense chest stretch. Hands come down, 10 toes point forward. Please bring that back foot up a few times. You can also think about this pose like a pyramid here. So we're going to center our hips. So drop that right hip back. Left hip swings forward. Chin comes down towards the chest. Now my range of motion might be a little bit different than yours, so stay lifted here. And just keep that spine nice and long and tall. And we're still breathing. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. And then step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palm the mat, coming back into your plank. Yogi's choice, lower through your regular vinyasa. Come onto your knees, cat and cow, or just meet me back in downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, we're pressing the weight back into those heels. The heels don't have to touch here. Inhale, left leg up high. Exhale that foot in between your hands. Take your time. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge, or our other options. So notice what happens when we keep that back leg lifted and we're pressing into that back heel. Can we lift up, create space between our ribcage and the hips while still allowing those hips to be heavy, hands to the heart? Feeling into the body here, feeling that back foot press down. Finding the breath. Last exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, intense chest stretch. So bringing this back foot up a few times. Centering into those hips, so squaring them off. Settling in here, trying to press those heels down into the floor. Allowing the breath to ease you into the shape. Allow the head to hang heavy. And then we're going to step it up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale those arms up and over our heads. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palm the mat. Left leg comes behind you. Inhale, lift up. Crescent lunge. Hands come to the heart again. Holding here. Breathing. Inhale, step up. Exhale, sink down for chair. Tucking that tailbone underneath, sinking down a little bit lower. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to lunge back. Right leg steps back this time. Inhale, lift up. Hands to the heart and breathe. Centering yourself here, finding that breath. As you exhale, we're going to find our way to a wide-legged forward fold. So 10 toes point forward now. Coming on, hands onto the floor. And let's just begin to bend one knee and then bend the other. Just finding a little bit of some space in the hips and into the sides of the legs. And then begin to heel toe your feet in together. Let's inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to find a balance pose. We're going to come into tree. So we're going to begin to place our weight into that right foot. We're going to bring this left foot up. I like to start off with a kickstand. This kind of shows me where maybe I need to be a little more stable in the body. Second option is to bring it to the calf. Last option is for you to bring it right to the inside of this leg. Ideally, you're pressing that foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. So kind of bringing everything in towards the midline. Kind of like my hands coming together here. Feeling grounded. Feeling grounded, stable, maybe a little wobbly. Having a hard time being grounded today. Centering on the breath here. And then slowly release. Shake that out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So once again, you have options, kickstand, inside of the calf, or inside of the thigh. Lengthen out through the spine. Try to press that left foot down. That's your stable leg, your stable foot. And then exhale, release, and let go. Hands down towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Begin to bend your knees. Slowly begin to ease your way here onto the mat. Coming back into that easy seat. Lifting up through the spine here. And we're going to begin to roll through our head again here. Maybe you take this into deeper circles. And then arms reach up and over the head. Exhale. Right hand down, left arm reaches over your head. Get into the side body. Inhale back into center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, come back, hands together here. Pause, point. Begin to feel any shifts in the body. So we're looking for physical, mental, emotional. Knowing that it is truly whenever we pause, is that whenever we can listen. We can listen within. I want to say that with everything that has been going on these past few weeks, I have found myself getting into that fight or flight mode. That mode of what ifs, that mode of uncertainty. And in a time of uncertainty, it is so important that we understand how much control we have in our own bodies and with our own breath. So we're going to end our practice today in a seated meditation. This meditation will be focusing on grounding and centering our thoughts, as well as grounding and centering our energy, which kind of goes hand in hand here. Energy flows where attention goes. So we're going to begin to close our eyes, or keep your gaze down towards the floor if you feel more comfortable. First, just begin to notice the breath. Feel the breath coming in through your nostrils. And feel the breath leaving, whether it's your mouth or your nose. Notice the length of your inhales and the length of your exhales. And to organize our breath a little bit more, we're going to inhale. And then at the end of your inhale, pause. Create a pause point here. And then exhale, let it go. Inhale again. Pause. Exhale, release. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Allow this breath to guide you through a few more rounds of your breath. Inhaling, pausing, and then exhaling. And then begin to bring your awareness now to your hands. Feel your hands resting on your lap. Feel the weight of them. Notice your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms and how it connects to the shoulders. The side of your neck, your lips, nose, eyes, that space in between your eyebrows, the crown of your head, the spine, the low back, the hips,
the upper legs, knees, your lower legs, and your feet. Notice that the feet are the furthest away from the head. Our feet is the place where we ground ourselves, where we feel the connection to earth. We feel our connection to the collective. So I'd like for you to bring your awareness to your feet. All 10 toes. The inside of the foot. The outside of the foot. The heels of the feet. Taking a deep breath here. And begin to bring your awareness into your chest, into the heart. And maybe begin to draw the hands together, allowing them to touch, Anjali Mudra. Or you could also place one hand over the heart and your other hand on top of it. In times of uncertainty, fear, and change, it is so important that we focus on moments of joy, moments of gratitude. When everything was going on this past weekend, I remember driving into town and I saw the most beautiful sky. The most beautiful, late morning. The colors of the sky were blending together. There were clouds. Still the light of the moon, that the sun was coming up as well. And I remember thinking that as chaotic as things feel on the outside, that here in the present moment, there are some beautiful things to recognize. So I invite you to begin to think of 3 things that you are grateful for. For me, it is going to be my children, this studio, and the people in my life that continue to support me. And allow feelings to come as you begin to think of these 3 things, these people that you are grateful for. Feel it into your chest. Maybe you can allow that feeling of joy and gratitude to expand into the hands, to the head, down the torso, into the legs, and back into the feet. Breathing here for a few more breaths, centering in to your body. It is important that in times like these that we begin to focus on the things that work for us. To pull from those tools and resources that we have been gathering. To lay them out on a table and to use them when we need them. I hope this practice was supportive. I hope you feel better in your bodies. And I hope that you feel more centered in your thoughts. The light in me honors the light that is in with you. Namaste.